So what's up, people of the internet? Today we are going to do a very important thing. Today we are finally going to do padhai, and this video is supposed to be English only because I have to improve my English. It's worse. And today we are going to study about I don't know what. First I need to clear this apps, OBS, okay, I need that. QuickTime, I don't need that. Windows Update, nope. Knee text editor, I don't need that. GitHub, I don't need that. Terminal, okay. So what am I running? Okay, I don't need it as well. What is this? What was I running? OpenType Research, okay, I don't need this. So okay, let me clear everything. Microsoft Edge, MS Word, ChatGPT, I know I need that. Delving into descriptive psychology, okay, I don't need it right now. So this is what it is. I need to just delete it. There's no option to delete on my Mac. Yeah, there is then this option to delete, okay. So yeah, I think everything is cleared. Now we can start the video. First I need to check whether the sound is recording or not. I guess it is. If it isn't, then it's going to be a disaster. So yeah, so we need to study. That's what we need to do. Why do we need to study? Because very soon we are going to have our exams. And let me end the Docker. No, I need Docker. I need these two things. So I need Docker to run. So what was I saying? Okay, why do we need to study? Because our exam is about to come. I have the worst English possible, sorry for that. We need to study because soon we are going to have our exam. Today it's already 15. I don't know when is our exam. It's 18 gate something. I need to see. No, not that. Yeah, this. Okay, I need to check when is our exam. So medias, I need to check for. Okay, here. No, somebody has written. Wait, let me find it. Open in media. Where is that option? Where is that option? Go to message. Okay. So Visit Pro has written we are going to have exam from 18. 18 means what is going to be the date? Is the date mentioned? I don't think so. So we need to check it at Google. So we will open Chrome. Boom. Okay. So Amro Patro 18 Fagun. Okay, when is 18 Fagun? Today is 3. So we are running out of time. Today is 3. Come on, we cannot click. Oh, Nedinar, okay. 16, 17, 18 Fagun. 12 days. We have 12 days, guys. So I don't have this exam anxiety anymore. I used to have as a child. Not anxiety, it's like a fear. Right now I don't have it. After lockdown I don't simply care about exams and all. So anxiety is not going to help me. So I'm trying to make things fun. That is the reason I'm making a video, so that I could study. I could also follow my passion at the same time, making a video. My aim is to be a streamer or something one day. But for that I need practice and I don't know what to do. So I thought, let me mix it, blend it, study and my passion, and I think that will work. And this is my second video, by the way, and I'm very, very nervous because my mom is right there and I'm shy, I'm nervous right now. Like if I were to be alone right now, I would be full of energy and this videos would be very, very awesome. Not awesome. This video would be very, very entertaining. Actually, disclaimer, I don't know what it is called. Directors from our class, please correct it. Actually, this video is not for informational or educational purpose. This is for entertainment purpose. So please don't take it very seriously. Whatever I say, please verify it and then study. So Okay, so we are going to study now. The question arises, what should we study? So we can study according to routine, right? No, I think we should study something which is hard, which feels hard, right? So what feels hard? So psychometrics is that subject that I think we should study first because it feels hard. There's two things, one is psycho and another is metrics. So there is psychology and mathematics, so it's going to be little hard for many people. So we'll start with that and let's see we can study together or not. So first thing first, we need to go to files, second sim, contemporary, research, syllabus, and then boom. Okay, so yes, here you go, this is the syllabus. It's so hard to speak in English. I don't want mom to understand, so I'm doing it. Or else I'd not be able to make a video. So okay, actually my mom is also making a video. Actually my mom is also making a video and she's listening to our video. So actually she's the one because of which I'm motivated. So okay, my mama asked me to speak loudly, but I'm too nervous. She does not know that I'm actually making video. Like she thinks I'm studying. Okay. I'm very nervous. Okay, so it'll take some time. Second video, practice. Okay, so let's go. Okay, I am sorry, this is qualitative syllabus. I need to get into psychometrics syllabus. So this is psychometrics and boom, here you go. So okay, so actually what I've done is I've made some notes, I've made some notes. Now I need to look at it. Psychometric cheat, I think this is the one. Okay, this is the one. Okay, we can study from here. So this is a simple note that I made. So I think we can study from here and we will use other tools, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, Cloud, everything. Okay, we are going to use everything and we're going to study very in depth. We are going to understand the concept. Okay, so let me do it. So this is the syllabus. I'm going to take it to different, desktop environment, and now I'm going to open the words. I don't know I'm audible or not. I'm speaking so slowly or very softly. I don't know what it is said. I don't know I am visible or not. Let me look myself at OBS. I guess I am. Okay, let me get back to the notes. Okay, so let's talk about psychometrics. Okay, so what is psychometrics? Psychological assessment. Okay, what is psychometrics? So psycho means obviously mind. Okay, it is something related to mind, and metri means to measure. So that is what psychometrics is all about. So what are we going to do is we are trying to measure this mind related stuff, this psychology related stuff, right? And how much I know, psychology related stuffs are not something that is tangible, something that we can touch. So this is something which is very difficult to measure, right? So we can measure height with that inch tape, but we cannot measure like happiness or sadness or anxiety with the help of these physical tools, right? We need something else. So I think that is what psychometrics is all about. It's about measuring the intangible things like happiness, sadness, and anger and frustration, all those things which is very hard to put into words or numbers, right? We are going to measure that. That is the basic idea I know about psychometrics. So let's do it. Let's understand it. So first is psychological assessment. Okay, first thing is psychological assessment. So let's look at syllabus. First thing we are going to do is psychological assessment, and we are going to look at nature, purpose, types. We are also looking at history. So what are we trying to do is this psychological means psychological related things, and assessment means to assess it. Okay, so what is assessment? We don't know, right? What is assessment? We don't know. I think there this topic in syllabus through which we can know what is assessment, evaluation, testing. So yeah, we are going to dive deeper and we are going to understand each of these things, and we are going to, like, at least we are going to cover unit 1 today. Like, that is the aim. I wish I could cover all, but I'm not going to be very, I don't know what should I say, passionate, or I should not be very ambitious. So I am going to set a realistic goal that would be learning about the first unit. So let's do it. So this is the first unit, psychological assessment. Okay, I need to convert it into I need to convert it into sent PDF. No, reduce file size. No. What happened? I need to shit. No. Files has been checked. Why did I send it to check? I need to do is I need to print it. I need to print it. So I'll print it as PDF. So it's going to be all page, I guess, from 1 to 1. No, from 1 to no, printer selected, default setting, copies, collect pages, current page, all. Okay, all is selected from 1 to 1. Why just 1? Okay, everything is there. Okay, let me choose PDF and psychological cheat to study. I'm way more nervous. Let me save it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I should do it. It will help with my anxiety, it will help with my English, it will help me with my career, it will help me with psychology, my passion. It will help me in many ways, and it's going to be fun. Nervous and fun, anxious and fun. It's okay. So yeah, psychological assessment. So we are going to dive deeper into psychological assessment, and the first topic is nature, purpose and types. So what is psychometrics? That is the first question. Let's learn about it. Psychometrics is like the science of measuring the mind. Okay, it's a science. Science means objective, right? We are going to measure what? Mind in a very objective way. Means we are not going to measure like I feel this much for you or this much for you. We are not going to use such approach. What we are going to do is we are going to use an objective approach, which means we have already studied about objectivity, right? In a person, it should be like quite similar, or it could be measurable in a way that everybody could understand. Like particularly we are talking about numbers here, right? So I think that is what it means by saying scientific. It also follows that science-based rules. There are certain rules. I don't think we should dive deeper. It's like it should be scientific. That means it should be in some kind that everybody should accept, like numbers, right? I can say I love you 10%, which is a number and everybody is going to understand. But if I say I love you this much, that's not something everybody is going to understand. So first thing is psychometrics is a science. Okay, it's like the science of measuring the mind. We are going to measure the mind. Psychology. Okay, it's about creating and using tools like tests and questionnaires to measure things which we cannot see directly, such as intelligence, personality, attitudes and abilities. Obviously we cannot see these things. Intelligence, we cannot see it. Personality, we cannot see it. We can only feel it, and I can feel my thing. I cannot feel the other things as well, right? In some way, like some things can feel like empathy and all. I'm not trying to say that. Obviously this video is for entertainment purpose, and I know it is not entertaining as well. But still, we are going to measure what? We are going to measure such things that are not directly seen, right? They are not directly seen. So, for example, I can see I can touch my face, so I can measure it with a scale, and I can say it's this centimeter. But I cannot say that to our intelligence or personality or attitudes or abilities. So that is what we are aiming for, to measure such things. Imagine trying to measure how happy someone is. You cannot open their head and look. Psychometrics provides a way to do this systematically. Systematically means in a system, and scientifically. Obviously I talked about science, right? Scientifically. So that is what psychometrics is. So what is psychometrics? Is the measuring the mind things, right? It's measuring that intangible things like intelligence, abilities and personalities, etc. It is measuring the mind. Then it's very difficult to measure such things, and what we do is we use psychometrics to measure such things. In what way? In systematic and scientific way possible. Okay, so now that is what psychometrics is all about. We are studying nature, purpose and types. So now let's get into the nature of psychometrics in 21st century. In 21st century, what is the nature of psychometrics? Psychometrics has changed a lot because of computers and internet. Okay, so that means psychometrics came before computers and internet. Like, maybe that's the logic, right? Has changed a lot. Okay, so how? Let's talk about it. Digital and web-based assessment. Okay, tests are now often online, making them easier to give to many people. Okay, tests are online, Google Forms, even at Facebook, even at Instagram stories and all, we did that. So yeah, it is digital and web-based assessment nowadays. Global reach. Tests can be used worldwide, but we have to be careful about cultural difference. Okay, this test can be done worldwide, again through internet and all. Like, transportation is also very easy these days, and communication internet based, it's easy, so we can do a global testing. But we need to be aware about cultural differences, right? There are different kinds of culture in the world, and our test should be in a way that should be culturally sensitive and culturally, what do we say, equivalent, or it should be relevant to that culture, right? Which is something that we are going to dive deeper later, because there is a topic about the culture which when I haven't studied properly. Like, this is my first time studying it. I just created notes, so I know a few ideas about it. So yeah, then the third thing is integration with social networks. Information on Facebook and Twitter are leveraged for psychometric purposes by analyzing user behavior. Yeah, and this Facebook, Instagram, what it does, it sends us those reels that we like. How do they do it? They do it through algorithms, and they know what we like, we don't. How? Because they measure things with the help of AI and stuffs, and then they recommend the things. So what they are doing is actually using psychometrics to understand our mind, our behavior, and recommend us that thing that we love, and that is why we are so addicted to it, right? So the next thing is use of big data and AI. Obviously AI like ChatGPT and all, and we hear this term like 19 billion parameters of data and all. This is all about big data. They have a lot of data about us, about many things. They have books, they have articles, they have all this social media's data, and what they do is they use of big data and AI and make things like AI. Computers help analyze lots of data and make better tests. That is the role of psychometrics. So with the big data, what they do is they'll create much better tests, right? They know a lot because of it. Mobile and computer application percentage and all, through apps. Yeah, there are certain apps through which we can do testing as well, right? There are apps like for example, there's social anxiety app, and I install it, and then I'll go through multiple questionnaires, and that is also a psychometric test. So organizational application groups like Educational Testing Service ETS create a big important test. Okay, so in organization there are certain tests which is also being done. That is also psychometric based test. Cyber data utilization, studying data from social media to learn about people, something that I also mentioned about Instagram, Facebook, using our data to understand us. So all those things are the nature. How is the psychometrics in 21st century? So we can know it's through, like, we can know where we can use a common sense. So it's used like everywhere nowadays in the world of internet, right? Through algorithm, AI, social media. Then there is this global audience as well, and even computers, mobile application. So it's quite easy, right, to remember. So if there's a question, what is the nature of psychometrics in 21st century, we can just write it. At least we can write it. We can write something about it. Okay, so that's what it is. So again, the question arises, what is psychometry? Psychometry is branch of psychology. Okay, psychometry is a branch of psychology. So psychology, it's a branch, it's one of its branch. Okay, branch of psychology focused on measuring psychological and educational variables. So actually this is the house of Mata, and they play these versions every morning and evening. So sorry for that, I cannot do anything about it. So there are gonna be some kind of noise. Although I have microphone, I don't think I have set to noise reduction mode or something, so there is going to be noise. It's quite loud. Okay, now I will get distracted, sorry for that. Okay, psychometry is a branch of psychology focused on measuring psychological and educational variables. What do you mean by educational? Something which can be studied, I guess so, I don't know, such as intelligence, aptitude and personality. So we have already dived deeper into what psychometrics is. The addition should be, it is a branch of psychology. Okay, measuring psychological and educational variables. I don't know what does this mean. I don't think it's important to write right now. Let's not understand it, sorry. Okay, so let's talk about nature of psychometry. So first we just talked about nature of psychometrics in 21st century. Now we are going to talk about more generic stuff. What is the nature of psychometric, I guess? So psychometrics is fundamentally about measuring psychological construct, okay, psychological construct, and involves psychological testing and factor analysis. Involves psychological testing, okay, we are going to test, and we are going to also analyze factor analysis. Okay, we are going to analyze this construct. So we are going to measure psychological construct, and we are also going to analyze this construct. That is the nature of psychometrics, sorry. So now let's get into a next page, or next, I don't know what it's called. So what is the purpose of psychology? So we dived into what is psychometrics. We looked at nature. Now let's talk about what is the purpose of psychometrics. The purpose is to provide objective tools, okay, objective, that I already talked about when we said about scientific, right? It's objective tools to assess psychological, social attributes, and to predict behaviors and outcome. Yes, we are not just going to measure, that is one thing we are going to measure. Second is we are also going to predict. Okay, first is measure, we are going to measure as well as predict things. Okay, psychological assessment is going to do measurement or assessment. I don't know, there is a difference between these terms, but for now let's say it's about measurement or assessment. And not just that, we are also going to do is predict what behavior, like that is what we can just imagine these algorithms that this social media use. What do they do? They measure what we do, right? They measure everything from which reels we clicked on. They try to understand our psychology through measurement, through using psychometrics. And what do? They use the measuring to predict that what reels we are going to like. So what are there? There's measurement, there's also prediction. So these are two important terms that we should not forget. It is scientific. Psychometrics is all about measuring the mind, not just measuring but also predicting what behavior we are going to do in future. That is also something that we need to understand. Okay, types of tests in psychometrics, okay, of psychological, social attributes, okay, and social things, and predict behavior and outcomes. Okay, this is important right now. This ignore all these things: prediction, measurement, scientific, and this is something that we should understand. And also we can reach global audience and all, and it should be culturally sensitive and all. So we should write that, and that would be it. We should not bother about writing like right now. Now we can write about what psychometrics is, right? We don't need to memorize things now. We understood what psychometrics is all about, so we can write something about it. At least we can pass the exam. Okay, types of tests in psychometrics. Okay, now we are going to talk about the types of tests that we do in psychometrics. Tests are categorized based on mode of administration, who we do that test, individual or group test. So we can do test individually or in a group or to a group. Okay, behavior attribute measures. So we are going to measure the behaviors, okay, like personality or ability test. Okay, medium used. What mediums are used? Paper, pencil, situational. Like situational means whatever we need at that particular time, I guess, like digitally or anything, I guess. Nature of test items. We can do it verbal or non-verbal. Mode of interpretation, norm referenced or criterion referenced. I don't know what does this mean. Scope, culture specific or culture free. Okay, maximum performance versus typical performance, and structured versus unstructured. So there are different types of tests, and now I don't know a lot about it, so it's time to use chatbots. So I'm going to open a chatbot and let me go into the individual things. So make it short. Okay, types of tests in psychometrics. So we can just type right here, or we can just use a voice command. So I'll just type. I'm going to use Google. Should I use Google? Yeah, Google is fast. Or should I use voice? No, I'll just type it. I'm just too nervous to speak. So there are two things. One is mode of interpretation, norm referenced or criterion referenced. So we're going to search for it. Norm referenced and criterion referenced test. Psychometrics explain. I don't need new version. I don't want box. It's already stable enough. Okay. Oh, now that's a lot. That's a lot to digest. Make it concise. Okay. Norm reference test. Purpose. Compare an individual score to a norm group. Okay. To a representative samples of others. Focus is ranking and relative performance. Interpretation scores are understood by seeing how someone's performed compared to others. Okay. Criterion reference test. Purpose. Determine if an individual meets a predefined standard or criterion. Okay. Okay. So norm means we are going to compare that individual group to a certain norm or certain group of people. Criterion means we are going to test it into those people that we have already decided. I guess that's what it is said. Compare an individual score to a norm group, a representative sample of others. Okay. Focusing on ranking and relative. Some scores are understood by seeing how someone performed compared to others. Compared to others, how someone scored. That is what we are going to do in norm reference. And in criterion reference, what we are going to do is there are certain criteria, right? That is predefined. Okay, it's already defined criteria or standard, and we are going to compare our result of that person or group with that group that we have already decided. There is a standard way. So that is two things. I think we are going to dive deeper about this later in our syllabus. Okay, then there is this other thing. Okay, we understood that. Now scope, culture specific, culture free. Okay, this is something we can understand. Maximum performance versus typical performance. I don't know what does that mean. I think we are going to dive deeper about this later on, because this is just an introduction and I don't think we should dive deeper a lot about it. Those are the types of tests: paper, pencil, or even digital or situational tests. And there are individual or group tests. There are tests that measures the behavior attribute such as personality or ability test, and some are culture specific, some are not, some are norm reference, some are criterion. And yeah, for now I think that's structured versus unstructured. Okay, there are particular structure that it follows, or maybe it doesn't follow that structure. We are going to dive deeper later. So now let's talk about the principles of assessment. Okay, so we talked about the nature. Okay, nature, purpose, and types of psychological assessment. So what is the purpose? Purpose is to measure and predict. That's something we learned. What is the nature? So in 21st century there's a different type of nature. In this, what we can do, we are going to measure construct. Nature is we are going to measure construct. Okay, and then we are going to do is we are going to do analysis of that construct, right, by creating a factor and all. So this is the nature of psychometrics, or we can also write the definition of psychometrics. It's about measuring the mind and all. Even in purpose we can write that. You have to just make it nice while writing it. Okay, and then what is the types? So there are different types. We already studied. Okay, let me talk about maximum performance versus typical performance. Okay, let me just search for it. Structured versus unstructured. Copy paste. So from that we are going to complete our first topic from the syllabus, and I'm already tired. I have to study more. Where is the syllabus? Oh my god. Okay, here it is. So we are going to complete the first portion, first part. Okay, let's quickly summarize this. What is the nature of psychometrics? We are going to measure the mind. We are going to measure the construct, psychological construct, and we are going to analyze, or we are going to get it through analysis of what factors this construct is then analyzed. That is the nature. And in 21st century, what we are going to do is we are going to do, like, there is big data, AI, then there is social media and stuff, right? There's social media, and then there is this global reach, but we need to be culturally sensitive. Okay, cultural sensitive, and yeah, that's it. Those are the natures, right? Then what is the purpose? Even in nature we can also talk about measuring the mind and measuring things like intelligence and personality, attitudes, attributes, etc. And then what is the purpose? The purpose is to again measure the mind, and not just measure but also predict the behaviors of the people. Now what are the types? So there are many types: written, verbal, right? There are pen, pencil, or digital, or situational, right? Then what are the other things? There is criterion based or norm based. Okay, criterion means there are certain criteria with which we will compare it, and there are norms means there are certain groups with whom we are going to compare it. There are certain norms with whom we are going to compare. I'm not very clear about it. I need to dive deeper. Right now we can just understand it that way. And then what are the other things? So there are a few things that we left. I don't know what noise that was. Oh my god, that's a lot to digest again. I don't know why they give such a long answer sometimes. I need to write it down, concise it. I can manually set that so that I don't have to do it again and again. I'll do it later. Make it concise again. So maximum performance test, what someone can do at their best. Focus on abilities. Do your best example IQ test exam. Typical performance test, what some does or is like focus on personality, attitude, interest. Okay, maximum means it's about what a person can do best. It's skills, abilities, okay? And typical means what somebody usually does or is like something that people do sometimes kind of thing. Those typical things. Personality, attitudes, I don't get it. Structured versus unstructured test. Structured means objective, fixed. Subjective is scoring, okay? Objective is scoring, format, standard format, objective is scoring, fixed question, reliable, efficient. Unstructured, flexible format, subjective is scoring, open-ended questions, SS interviews, rich data, and okay. You can just understand from it. I kind of understood, but I cannot explain it right now. I'm just too tired. I thought I'd do one unit, but I'm just too tired because I need to do it alone. Come on, I cannot do like this. I'm too nervous because of my mom being here. I just need to be alone so that I can do it properly. I think that's it. We just went through nature, purpose, and types, and we haven't looked at types properly. We're gonna do it again, okay? Don't worry, we are going to do types again. I'll just study about it myself and then I'll just explain it later. But right now what we are going to do is let's talk about history as well, okay? Let's look at the history as well. So we are going to go not here. Where was it? I think history is going to be simple. Principle of assessment. Why this topic is okay first? Okay, principle, history. Okay, let's look at the history. No, we are going to do it topic wise. Okay, that's it for today. I'm too tired and I'm going to do it alone next time because I'm too nervous. I can just speak English all the time as well. This English challenge is too tiring. So that's it for this video. We are going to meet very soon in our next video where we are going to dive deeper into other topics, and I have to do it quickly. It should be like a crash course or something. So that's it. Thanks for having me. Have a wonderful life. And there is this saying that that the guru with whom I used to practice meditation used to say, you are peace, you are peace, you are peace. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful life. Thank you. त्यति नै आजको लागि. I have to अब त नेपाली बोल्नुपर्छ.